Victor V Man Verhaga back here today with another amazing episode of VCast. And we're going to be featuring one of the most amazing people. I think you're going to be just absolutely amazed by this amazing woman. Her name is Michaela Judd, and she specializes in really the fastest growing, the biggest, most amazing area of growth as far as the wellness industry goes. And her focus and her specialty is in aesthetics, body sculpting, and pain management. And she's going to be educating us a little bit more today because we got some really good questions for her. But she's really like this superstar when it comes to the Kasin, which is like localized cryotherapy. Also, the stem sculpt. Now, I'm curious to learn more about that. And then also the body styler. So, we're going to get into those three products and as well as learning more about what it really takes to be successful in that space. So, without further introduction, Michaela Judd, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, goodness gracious. A little bit about me. Well, I tell you what, throughout my life, I've learned to stay fluid, and that has literally what's brought me to today. Done several different businesses over many, many years, and the last one that we did was retail supplements. Let me tell you, that is brutal.
I can.
So, oh, yeah, it's that's a whole different world. And with the world changing too, and then you throw in COVID and things, and I feel like people just got even more used to buying online, right? People just aren't going to the store to get their stuff. So, with staying in line with staying fluid, we realized we needed to go back to having some services. We had a back room that we didn't use, and I stumbled on the Casen and researched it for probably 6 months, flew out to Florida to check it out. I mean, I've been in weight loss a while, so not gonna lie, I was very skeptical. I didn't exactly believe it. I had to try it out, right? So we went out there and I was blown away. We came home, we bought it, and it has literally changed my life since then. Like, what?
Wow.
Seriously, life changing. Yes, it really has.
Well, and
I
you see so many of the images before and after images, and they can be unbelievably difficult. It's like, I don't believe that's AI. That can't be real. But you went down there, you said, I got to see it to believe it. And
Yep.
not only did you see it and believe it, but after you invested in it, you actually started creating those before and after images. Tell us a
Yes.
little about some of the success stories you've had, specifically on the Casin localized cryo.
Sure, absolutely. I love how it's so versatile and you can really just be very specific as to the areas and places that bother you or you want to improve. And honestly, I've only used my before and afters on all of my sites, social medias, everything that I've done. I've only used mine so that I know for sure that they are real, so I can vouch for them all. And probably the majority of them mainly been me. I do have some employees and things, so they're starting to get their own as well. And as far as success stories go, there's so many. I just love it. I've helped people from that have had liposuction and they're left lumpy or uneven, and the doctors won't fix it, or they have to have another surgery.
Wow.
So, we've helped, patients like that. I remember one lady, we were spraying her legs in the front, and she had some long-term COVID effects, and it literally went away to her knee. So the next time she asked if we could actually spray from her knee down to her feet because that was still bothering her. And lo and behold, treated those, went away. So now those effects even went away for her. I just love the stories like that. My daughter had, so she had eczema on her knees, pretty bad. And, was even getting teased at school, and it wasn't fun for her. So I treated her with the Casen, and I did discover later she actually had a staph infection as well, but it took about 4 cryo treatments. It's gone, cleared it right up. So it's just amazing what this
So when
machine
we
will
see images
do.
like this, you've actually made those images for real
Happen. Yep,
many times,
absolutely.
probably
Hundreds of times, I would say. I mean,
hundreds.
I've been doing it over 4.5 years now.
And then when people actually experience it and they see it, sometimes they don't even believe it when they see it on themselves. Like, this ain't
Right.
real.
Right.
And then they don't think it's going to last. So how long does it typically last once they do this?
Yeah. So this is just like anything that you do. It's permanent with your healthy lifestyle. If you overeat, of course it can come back. And that's no different than a lap band surgery, a liposuction, a calorie deficit, anything. If you reverse that by eating too many calories, yes, you can gain it back.
And so before we go too deep into consent, let's roll back for just a second and let's get into what you're so great at. And that is kind of the from the aesthetics and the wellness perspective. Let's talk about, so if I'm a potential business owner looking to invest and get started into the aesthetics, the pain management, right? The body sculpting, what advice would you give me and say, if I'm looking to get into this, where would I even begin or start? What would be your best advice?
Absolutely. So to get started, number one, I would say find a mentor. I think mentors are fantastic, especially getting into the entrepreneurial world. Find somebody that's been there and done that so that you're not making all those same mistakes and that they can just help and guide you. Then my next one would be buy a Cassen. That is like the best ROI. It's something easy to do. Being a class 2 wellness device, you don't have to have extra, education or licenses or anything like that. You're going to get the training through, Next Wellness, and you're going to be able to use that device very well. And in so many aspects, because like you said, the body contouring, but then we also get into some aesthetics too with the facials. We do the Frotox facials as well as the pain management. And then, like I talked about, you never know what else you're going to do. You might help some skin issues. I've helped, swollen ankles and people that don't even know, you just kind of break out on your neck or something. And Cassen can help with it.
All right, we hope you're finding this information useful and helpful. So if you would support our channel by liking this video, subscribing, clicking on the notification bell, and enjoy the rest of the show. Back to the interview.
That's amazing. And then where does, if I'm looking to get into this business, the aesthetics, body sculpting, contouring, and the pain management, utilizing, and again, the body styler, the Cassen, and then also the stem sculpt, you know, how do you kind of put that business together, when you're, like if you were coaching or
Yeah.
mentoring somebody, what would be your advice? Okay, these are the 3 products you're going to get, and then here's how you're going to get started.
Yeah. So let's see. The three go together very, very well. Uh, the Cassen is going to be your body contouring that you can do weekly. And then you can work in with the muscle building for that stem, as well as getting some additional fat burning going on as well. That one's going to be a little more conducive to where your paddles are going to be located. So that's where it's nice to also add in that Cassen, because you might have some other areas where it might not be reaching or getting to that you want to take care of as well, right? And then the body styler, which is fantastic. Love that piece of equipment. First of all, it just feels amazing. Get a massage, right? Who doesn't want that? Oh, that gets rid of bloat, any kind of extra water you have on you. So, I mean, even in just one session, you feel great. That's also going to help speed up your results from losing all of the fat that you are, because what happens is all of that waste goes into your lymphatic system, and we want to get that out of there. And for people that don't know, yes, love that thing. You just get to lay there and relax. It's amazing. 40 minutes of bliss.
I love that. And instead of like having to schedule, like somebody put their hands on you, do that, and you like it, don't know what you're going to get this. I would imagine it's very consistent. So
Yep.
they show up. You don't have to tip them. I guess that makes it a little better. And then the results you're saying are amazing as
Yeah.
well.
It's great. Well, and just moving your lymph system anyway is going to help keep you healthier too. So it's going to improve your immune system at the same time. And a lot of times we discover a lot of people having pain management benefits from it, even though that's might not necessarily be what they were using it for in the first place. The good thing about it too is it's adjustable, so you can change the settings in it. So if you are dealing with something that is, more pain related or even athletic recovery, if you're an athlete or even your, weekend warrior, whatever it is, maybe you had a really tough workout and you are so sore you can barely walk. Get
Yeah.
in that bad boy, I'm telling you. By the next day, man, you are going to be a new person. It just helps you recover so much faster. So
Now,
there's lots of benefits.
go ahead. So I've seen other versions like this that just kind of go up to your legs, up to maybe your thighs. They're much less expensive. This thing's a little expensive compared to some of the stuff you see out there, very easily accessible. So what's kind of difference between the compression kind of boots, as you hear them called, compared to
Sure.
this very amazing piece of technology?
Well, it's just what you said, actually. That's just compression. So that's just more, circulatory. It's not actually going to move your lymphatic system like this one is. And moving your lymphatic system is so important for us. The way that we move it on our own is through movement. You got to have those muscle contractions to actually move your lymph system. That's right. So the more sedentary and things that you are, or your job is sedentary, the slower that lymphatic system is going to be. So speeding it up is going to have so many more benefits for you. And then in conjunction, if you are doing body contouring, it's going to speed up those results as well. So we get that out of the system.
And what are these like? What is it actually doing to you? I see all kinds of wires and
Yeah.
cables. What's it actually doing inside
So
that thing?
it's just filling up with air. Those
Okay.
tubes in there are have the air. And then there's sensors along there that are going to read your body and will adjust accordingly so it can get extra water and things off of you. And it's going to be in a very specific pattern and it's going to go down from the feet and work its way up because your lymphatic system goes all the way up and dumps basically at the top of the bottom of the heart.
Yes,
And then if
ma'am.
there's anything it can use, that circulatory system will pick that up. And then everything else goes down to your organs to exit the body.
Wow, that's incredible. So now, as a business owner, with each of these, what would you say would be your best tips on getting the highest return on investment?
Cassen.
That,
You
that
know,
that's the go-to.
it,
That
it it
that's
really is. That's my
it,
first recommendation always is to start with that Cassen. It's the versatility. So, and here's the thing with getting started, kind of like we were talking about too. It it has the versatility with getting started. So, if you wanted to, you could start out of your home. You could start mobile. You could rent a room from maybe a physical therapist or a chiropractor has an extra office. There's the Sola salons, which are a fantastic way to have a brick and mortar in a much less expensive way to keep your expenses down. And then they include like everything. So that like your rent includes your lights and your Wi-Fi and all that kind of fun stuff. So it makes it very affordable to get started in a brick and mortar. It's really amazing now. And you can take this wherever. You get the small little tanks. You do need your CO2. That's the thing, Victor, that I absolutely love is taking this thing places. So, as I said, I had the supplements before, right? I have done booth after booth. You set up your stuff, you get your samples out there, and it's like people don't want to look at you. They're avoiding you. You're like trying to drag people over, like, come on, just take a sample, try this, talk to me for a minute. Not with the Kazen. You just have to turn that bad boy on, that it makes a noise, and everybody turns and they're looking, they're like, what is that? And then you just have a crowd, and then they're just watching and wanting to learn, and they want to try it out. It's awesome.
Well, and just to verify that, because at two of the events, well, actually three of the events that I've been at, the BioBiz Bash that was out in Arizona, and that's
Mhm.
where the legendary Paul right there
Was he
featured,
there?
who's kind of the creator of the I guess the Grand Master Jedi Knight or whatever. At this,
Right.
to your point, I person after person after person. As soon as he got going, and hey, can you help with this? And what about that? And he would just do it, and they would just be amazed. So just drawing that crowd, and then we had some of your amazing team down there in South Florida at two of the events that we're at, and we had giant tanks there. And they were going through those tanks like crazy, and people just, I mean, hundreds of people. It's
Oh,
not like, oh, I can't get any leads, or here's a great way to get leads. It's like having one of those was like unbelievable at getting leads. I just couldn't believe how many people just kept coming up to it to verify, because I witnessed it, to your point. And so just watching those people's reaction, how they felt, the experience. And that would probably be one thing I would just, ask you, is that when people do come up and they do try it, it's like that initial experience that they have with this, when they're feeling this, whether it's pain. What would you say you get the best response to? Pain, the aesthetics part of that? Which one, when people try it for the first time, like they come up to do a demo with you?
yeah. So I will say at an event, I really have only done more like the pain recovery type. But it is very effective because it's so immediate that they're like, whoa, wait a minute, like I can move this further now, or this already isn't hurting me. Yeah, like they are blown away because it is so instantaneous. And even like you can see swelling and stuff literally go down before your eyes. That's one of my
Wow.
favorite. And you can do, some contouring and things. I've just never taken enough, like, you just want to put up little partition or whatever so people can feel
Right.
comfortable and things. So I
Yeah.
haven't specifically done that. Now I have done we did a women's fair, women's event thing, women's expo. That's what it was. And we did like a mini Frotox facial there, and they were booked literally nonstop. My gal was busting those out left and right. We had to go get a big tank because our little one
Uh-huh.
was, we're like, okay, we need. So I think we actually even brought two of them. And I don't even know. She ended up doing like 30, 40 some Frotox facials right there that day.
That's amazing. Well, from a business owner, and we were just talking about return on investment, at least from your experience and what people, something that people can experience and believe instantly, increasing their emotional readiness to make a decision today, I believe would be a technology, a piece of equipment that I would say would be a great investment, because that's the
Right.
key. You are investing in these technologies and these pieces of equipment, but something where you can put it on somebody or have them demo and try it within seconds and have them believe and be ready to sign up and be a part of this and get, whether it's a package or a program or a membership. So go ahead.
Yep. And here's the thing. Talk about a piece of equipment that you could literally pay for in a month or two. You
Oh,
can literally pay that thing off with body contouring packages. Like you sell, a few packages your first month or two, like you're going to pay for your device. And I've heard of that many, many times. So talk about, return on your investment. It's wild. I love it.
yeah. Every time I've seen that and had all those experiences where they do it on the face and things like that, it just, your face feels amazing, your skin's tighter, you look
Yep.
younger. I'm like, and I didn't even have surgery, and it's pretty quick. Pretty quick
Exactly.
having
Exactly.
that done. So, and from a practitioner's perspective, you know, I'm sure that they just love this because it's so easy to use.
Right. Yep.
So
It's not hard
I
to
would,
learn, it's very easy to use. Like you said, it's versatile. You can take it places. It's versatile on the body. You can't ask for much more.
well, hey, and then let's go back to, so we got good return on investment here, good experience from the consent. So walk us through where the stem sculpt, where that may come in now, that
Yeah,
type
definitely.
technology.
Yeah.
Because this is a very, I mean, I guess the Kardashians, some others made this kind of this type technology very popular, and now there's some other options out there. But what gets people so emotionally excited about this product, and then return on investment? How's that been?
So this one's gonna do like your fat reduction along with the most important thing, building muscle. Muscle is longevity. And hopefully people are wising up and learning that more. And here's the one where I think is the best. So what's popular right now and what is everybody doing with the skinny shots, right? And what are
Oh
they
yeah,
losing with those? They're losing a ton of muscle, man. And it's
yeah.
not good. So if you're doing things like that, you should also be pairing it then with something like this so that you are making sure that you're keeping and adding to your muscle mass because that's the most important thing.
Because it's your whole metabolism, your strength, it's everything.
It is everything. Muscle is longevity.
Yeah,
So
muscles
a lot of
what
people,
moves you. Yeah, muscles
that's
what moves
right.
you. You're losing that. Your engine's getting smaller. Your strength's getting weaker, and it just becomes more difficult just to live every day. Uh,
Yes.
so, what's been some of the experiences you've heard from the people using the stem sculpt, on themselves? So that this is another one of those ones when they put it on, it's like because it's. I would imagine there's some curiosity to this as well too. It's like I've never tried this. What does this do? And now, first question is people that are non-exercisers when they try this their first time because they're hoping this will replace exercising,
Right.
does it kind of help them do that, and do they feel that?
Yes and yes. It certainly can. You do your abdomen, you the next day are going to feel like you did a million crunches and you will be sore. Even
Okay,
if you
okay,
work out, you will be sore. It doesn't matter.
okay.
And then, of
So
course, there's different levels and things, that you can adjust it to for that, client based on their situation or whatever, too.
makes sense. Well,
Yeah.
because not everybody wants to be crushed. Some people just want to feel it, right? Other people want to really feel it. And then there's the hardcore. There's like, dude, I don't believe this can do what you're saying it's do. And you give them a little of that, and they wake up and say, oh man. And then I'm imagining again that when they wake up and feel that, they believe more, and then they're more ready to continue and believe
Yeah.
in it, invest in it.
Yeah. Because you will definitely feel it. So it's working. You definitely worked those muscles.
And then what are some of the areas they're using this on? The arms, the where do you typically see
Yep.
the most usage get done on this?
Midsection is most popular. Then probably, the limbs, arms and legs. And, this world, we like those big booties, right? So that's
Oh.
another popular area.
Well, and I would imagine you don't want to see that thing hanging down there. You want to see it
Right.
nice and
Get it
yeah,
firm.
yeah, firmed up, lifted and firm, and not like, yeah, I get it. Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, yeah. You don't want too much jiggling. A little jiggle's okay. Too much is just okay. Probably not good for your health as well too. So love
Yeah.
that, and it feels good too. I'm imagine when they feel like their butts feeling a little firmer and they can feel those muscles. It's like they like that feeling versus not being able to feel back there, and it's just kind of skin hanging on there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know.
And just building your strength too. Like you can do the midsection and it will help with your golf swing, things like that you might not think about. So there's
Okay.
other improvements and things that you'll notice as you do build that muscle as well too in your everyday life.
And then what about the arms? So people have used it on the arms because I know they get that a lot of sagginess. And
That
you
wing.
mentioned a minute ago using semi-glutides and things like that. They're losing a lot of muscle, and then the skin starts hanging. So
Yeah.
to keep it from having all that excessive hanging skin, but also too for people that do like lifting, instead of having to lift all the time, this is an alternative option on a day that they could use too. That's going to give them, I'm sure, great contractions are going to come out of there feeling like they did work out, but it's something different, new that the body probably responds to even more positively because it's a new stimulus versus same old, same old.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so use it in between your days that you are lifting and things for somebody that is an avid lifter or whatnot. For exactly like you said, change it up, stimulate a little bit differently, and you're going to feel it.
Well, you give me so many amazing ideas because I'm also thinking that just my brain was going as you said that is if I'm somebody who's new and I'm like kind of intimidated by the gym, maybe coming in here and starting with this, just kind of feel my muscles and get them contracting, kind of give me something to kind of feel so that when I go in the gym, I know how things should be feeling. And
Right.
so it kind of gives them a base to start off of as well, too. So,
Yeah, very good point. I like that.
yeah, no, just you're giving me some great ideas as well too. So return on investment here with the stem sculpt. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this can be really fantastic as well. You're going to sell some pretty big packages with this. This equipment's going to be a little bit more than like a cast N is, so you're going to want to sell packages for a little bit longer time before you're going to make that up. Probably more like 6 months, 9 months, something like that. And you can probably pay off the device as well, depending on what you price your packages at. Then like I said, just pair it with the cast N. Then you have them coming in more frequently too. And I feel like the more frequently you do see your clients, the more successful they're going to be. You're able to talk to them more. You can hold them more accountable. You can chat with whatever, outside issues that they have going on and talk to them about, their plan for the holidays and things like that. Whereas if you don't see them as often, that stuff slips through the cracks and then they, can veer off and things like that. So I do feel like it's better the more that you can see them too.
And then, so you just mentioned now you're kind of stacking. I think that's what they call it. You're
Yep.
stacking it I like that. So again, these could be well stacked together. And this
Right.
is also portable as well too. So,
Very. Yep. Just got to plug
so
it in.
yeah. So it's like you're taking your business with you, and you can take different ones to do different things at different events. So that's
Yeah.
another interesting one as well too. And then I guess next question, and then we'll ask as far as where you would say if I was going to start, with one or the other, which one would I start with? Then we got the body styler. So tell us about that as far as return on investment. What have your successes and what have you seen clients do with that?
Yeah. So this is one where you can even work into a membership option that they can come more frequently
Okay.
because you can do this every day.
Hmm.
I mean, I recommend at least 2 to 3 times a week is fantastic, and you're going to feel even better. So it's a way to have that returning residual income coming in too, right? On top of your selling packages, but then could be a one and done unless, you do upsell them into another package or, another other service. So you get that nice big chunk each month with your packages, but then work up into some memberships and then keep them going too. So I really like this one for that version as well. Now I do sell it other ways too. We have packages on those. And then I also like when I sell my packages for my cast ends and things, I might give them like 2 or 3 free of these, right? I want to give them a
Okay.
little taste. Try it out. Then we get them into the membership for that part because they see how combining them together is going to be so much better for them. And I just get them hooked on that because it feels amazing.
Oh, see, and that's the thing. Once they experience it, there's the hook. It's like, oh man, you go a couple of days without it. It's like, because
Yep.
what are now when people who've never experienced this for the first time, the body styler, you know, and then once they do experience it, what is it for somebody who comes in, the average person that you've dealt with as well too? and then they experience it for the first time. What is that first time experience? What do they actually experience that makes them believe in it so much?
Well, they're gonna have to pee afterwards.
Woo, gotta go quickly.
Most everybody usually does because it does work off all that extra fluid that you don't need and you're just carrying it around. So you feel a little bit lighter and tighter. Um, it feels good. It puts you in a good mood. What else can I say? I'm trying
I'm
to
liking
remember.
I'm liking all that lighter and tighter. So those two are my favorites so far. Light and feel good. I don't think you
Yes,
need to really add much more than that. Lighter, tighter, and feel good.
right?
And hey, and I guess the one thing I want to emphasize, Michaela, is this is all natural. There's no drugs. There's no surgeries. There's
Right.
no needles or anything else. This is just using your body to help your body get better
Yes.
versus trying to use something that's not. So that's the
In
one thing that you shared. Go ahead.
in fact, this is really recommended post surgeries as well, because you do have all that fluid retention and everything build up, and this will help get it out of your body faster. And I know in Germany specifically, of course, their insurance is a little bit different than ours, right? But in their country, if you do, it's either like 6 or 12 lymphatic drainage sessions a year, they give you like $300 back or something on your insurance because they know you're going to stay healthier and better. So it's worth it to them to put a little bit out there, right? Of course, we don't do that here, but maybe someday,
Well, hey, maybe in the very near future, we'll see. We'll see
right?
here coming up. There's hope for us. So here's an interesting question. So we've been talking about how somebody could purchase these and add them into or start or create a business for aesthetics, for pain management, for body contouring or sculpting. But what if I just wanted to use these products on my own for personal use? Could I purchase these? Like I could say, hey, Michaela, I'd like to purchase it. Can I buy this and use this on myself? Because I understand a lot of products, you have to have like a doctor, somebody else. And let's go back, for example, to the stem sculpt. Could I actually purchase this and have this in my own house and use it on myself?
If you wanted to, you sure could. You're going to get the training, through the company to be certified to use it. And then invite your friends and family, make your money back.
Even better.
Right?
Even better. Well, because I know there's other similar type technologies out there where you have to have like a medical or licensed professional on staff to even use the device. So that's the reason
Right.
why I asked the question.
Yep. No,
So
you're absolutely
this,
right. A lot of other equipment you do. But that's why I like this because like for myself, I have a business degree. So, and I
and
should
then
have
as
went to
far,
competition school. Who knew?
and then on the Casin, could I purchase this and put this in my house and do it myself?
Absolutely.
I just need to get the training. That'd be the thing. But
Right.
I wouldn't have to necessarily go to a facility if I wanted it for myself because I loved it so much, enjoyed it so much. I could just reach out and connect with you and say, hey, hook a
I need
person up.
this.
And okay, well, see, this is very interesting to know because a lot of technologies out there nowadays, you can't do that, right?
Right.
And then the going back to the body styler, that would be another one where I can purchase this and actually use this on myself. I don't actually have to.
And
So,
there's uh patients that do really need these as far as like ladies that have had mastectomies.
oh
I
wow,
mean, they literally need because they remove a lot of lymph nodes during that process, and they pretty much have to have something like this the rest of their life. I have a client I can think of in that situation, and yeah, she has to drive up to me because she wasn't able to afford it to, to personally buy in her house right now. So she comes and uses ours very frequently. So that's another
okay.
one.
So here's a question. Now that you mentioned that, how do clients actually get great results using these? Is it through a programming, a package? Let's say I didn't. Now I'm back. I'm saying, hey, because I'm sure the investment on each one of these products is pretty significant. It's not something that I could go with my budget, you know, and just go out and quickly purchase. So if I did go to a facility that had these, uh, and I was looking to get great results with it, what talk us through how would a client get great results with each one of these? What
Yeah.
would they need to know?
So the nice thing about this equipment is there's no, what do I want to call them? I don't want to say not regulations, stipulations or whatever that the company puts as far as if you purchase the equipment, what you have to charge
Right.
or how you have to charge, right? So it is wide open and there's good and bad to both. But I do like this one because it is really under your control. So you can charge whatever and however you want. I chose to do more packages as far as my contouring aspect goes. And then, like I told you, I do have some packages like for the Slim Neotic, but we lean more towards a membership because we want them to be using it more often. So for us, and the best way at my facility to get the more bang for your buck and the best results, get your package, whether it be Stim Sculpt, Casen, or a combination, and then get your membership so that you're coming very frequently and utilizing the body styler.
Oh, I love that.
That's
And
how it works in mine.
so, and speaking of great results, because like, what do you mean by great results? So let's talk about some of the specific results, right?
Yeah.
So people come to you and they're dealing with, and also let's focus on current trends and future trends, kind of in the wellness, aesthetic, pain management, body sculpting, contouring field. People coming to you because, like, look, I've been on, you know, one of the drugs that's out there for helping me lose weight. So great results for me would be not to have saggy skin. So let's just talk about the result and kind of the package that I would need for helping that. So let's go to that first one.
Okay, so for skin tightening, so there's going to be a few aspects to that. How loose is the skin already before they come to me, right?
Right.
Like I'm not going to be able to repair surgery type a case
Yeah.
just through my system. So as long as it's, not too far along and workable, then yes, we can help with that. That is going to definitely be your Casen overall. That's going to really help us with skin tightening. And it is going to take some time. The body's collagen reproduction takes about a 6-week process. So this is certainly something that I really like to educate my clients on as well, that there's definitely not a quick fix for this unless you were to have that skin removed, right? And then you're talking about a massive surgery, scarring that is,
Right.
it's wild. And I've seen some cases like this and it's really unfortunate. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry. But yeah, so getting it with the Casen and then also that body styler air is also going to help as well. So putting those two together, yes, getting in that membership and using that thing frequently. Like I talked about 2 to 3 times a week is what I would be doing for that. Help flush out everything with the body. That's also going to help with some of the skin tightening. It can also help with cellulite and things too. So if that's an issue, you're going to see some improvement there too. And then getting in weekly for that skin tightening as well with that Casen, but also remembering though that that's going to take some time. Now, if they're losing weight super, super, super fast, I'm not going to lie, it can be a little challenging to keep up with that.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you want more of that slower, steady weight loss than that real fast, quick, because there's no coming back from that.
Right. Right. And you just, there's a good point to go to the next level here, is for people who do want to lose weight and they want to do it without the drugs and they want to really take the best benefits of using their own body and technology like this. So let's focus for a minute on weight loss, specifically that brown fat and everything else. what the Casin does, maybe once they're kind of losing some weight, where you're stacking it, I'm going to guess, with the stem sculpt to kind of keep the muscles toned and some definition in there, so it doesn't start so you got the skin going. So how would the Casin help with both some of the brown, or losing some weight or the fat that we don't want, tightening that area up and keeping the skin tight and looking good as well too? I'm imagining it helps the skin look good at the same
Right.
time. So I'll let you talk because you're the
Yeah.
expert.
Yeah. You can get a lot on that. So you want brown fat. So you want to keep that. And that's going to be further in. The Casin is only going to get to your subcutaneous fat. So that's
Okay.
that top layer. We don't get in very deep. We don't get to visceral fat. That is the kind you really don't want, because that's around your organs and things. But we can deal with subcutaneous fat. And this actually reminds me of one of my very first clients. It's just been so long ago. She needed to have a surgery, and the doctor told her she had too much subcutaneous fat. So we sprayed her. I want to say it was about 4 to 5 times, and the doctor cleared her. We got enough subcutaneous fat off that she could have her surgery and things. So that just reminded me of that cool story. I have so many of them. It's hard to remember them all.
Well, and the neat thing is, and that's why we're kind of here today, we're trying to help people. We're trying to help potential business owners. So whether you're a consumer or you're a business owner or looking to get into this as a business owner, it's like, because I just don't see a lot on where, somebody with your level of experience and your wisdom, and wisdom comes from applied knowledge, where you started in the very beginning, where you said you saw something like the Casin, you flew someplace, you took action, you actually experienced it yourself, then you made an investment, then you went back and put it to the test, got a return on the investment, and now you've made this a career and a mission, really a mission, because you're spreading that around the world to help people to move better, feel better, look better, without, again, drugs and surgery and all the other kind of stuff like that have much higher risk, I'm assuming, than this does.
Right. Much, much, much.
So,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
no
there's the
downtime.
yeah, and there's the choice too. Do you want to take much higher risk, or hey, you want to use your body's own natural and using technology that's out there and it also helps them to be healthier as well as look better and feel better as well. So that's,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
That's the both
love.
world.
And so then also too, so we talked about a little bit on the weight loss. Here's another one I'm curious about. I'm fatigued. I got low energy levels. Which one of these, and how's this all help with people with just real low energy levels, like just feeling tired?
Right. So first, if it's kind of temporary, you need a quick wake up, I would say the Casin. We can do a quick, um, what the heck vagus nerve stimulation.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's, a couple minutes. We're spraying the back of the spine, and you can spray the head. And I'm telling you, that wakes you up like that, gets you moving. It gets those endorphins going. Yes, I love that. We actually, in our Botox facials, just kind of because of our own experience and doing it ourselves, we incorporate that, which they're doing right now, into the hair a couple of times because it feels so stinking good. Now, if we're talking about more long term and, we're lethargic and dealing with some issues, maybe a little bit more deeper, not just a short term temporary day, then I would definitely say getting in that body styler air regularly. We need to be moving that lymph system. We need to get that gunk out of your body. You need to get, toxins out, crap, get it out. That's really going to help boost that energy too. And then we do need to look at muscle mass. If we really don't have enough muscle mass, or we're pretty weak and things at the same time, then you're going to want to look at adding that to it as well, so that we are building up that muscle, and that will give you more energy and better feeling, and you're going to be stronger. So things like that. Yeah. So all three of them can really be great.
And it was interesting because as you were talking about what you do with this, I mean, that's better to me. And this is my opinion. You let me know, as you're the expert and professional in this. This to me is better than coffee or an espresso. I think it works way faster, lasts longer, and then there's no negative, like I don't drop. I don't have that drop. It's like, oh gosh, I crashed again. I got to and then I got to go get another hit. So is that been
Oh,
your
yes,
experience?
absolutely. This is like a good form of hormesis, like putting the body under good pressures, right? So this ultimately really helps with longevity, just like, your saunas and things do, whole body cryo or localized cryo. They're all doing the same thing because you're exposing your body to those extreme temperatures, putting it through that good type of stress. So you're helping with longevity at the same time. It's great.
That was that was a big bonus. That one right there that you just threw in there. You zinged that one in there. So I love here now because that's one thing. When I hear you say something, it makes me think. Well, typically people when they got low energy levels, they go and they just do whether it's drinks or stimulants or coffee or something else. And then, but
Yep.
the problem is they go up and down, and then you got adrenal fatigues and all kinds of other stuff. Now you're going away from longevity. You're adding additional negative stresses to your body. Uh, but creatures of habit versus man. Let me go try this one time because I know the
Right.
first time I had that, I just felt like what a rush. I was like, this feels so. And I'm thinking, okay, how? And in my mind, I'm thinking the whole time, when's this going to wear off? And I'm thinking now, and it was like hours and hours later that it stuck, and
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. And then I didn't crash. I was like, I just
Right.
felt good. I just had like a good feeling the rest of the day. And I think it goes right to your point of just you're activating the body's own natural, responses to stress. So if you got some negative stress and you survived it, you feel better and go about your day versus you
Right.
take a cup or a drink or something and then it's chemical, and then your body reacts very differently to that. So that was a really, really, really good one, especially on that side of it. And which brings to the next point, the next one I'd want to talk about is people are so stressed out, man. I mean, they're just
Yes.
stressed. So which of these and how would you stack it for people dealing with a lot of negative stress? And I guess a
Yeah.
lot of stress nowadays is more mental and emotional depression. There you go, depression. So when we're talking stress, I'm gonna focus on specifically depression, like especially like people just so depressed. What can we
Right.
do with this stack right here we got now?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost like a carbon copy of what we're just talking about. Again, putting the body into the good stressors is actually a way to deal with your stress. So that muscle building and then all those chemical reactions that's making, um, those are very good for your body. Those are good signals to your brain when you're working your muscles. So that's going to help with depression. The cold helps with depression. Now, not winter, don't get me wrong, that deals with sunlight and all of that, right? But that cold exposure is really good for our body too. And then certainly the body cellular air with just again moving that lymph system, getting the body healthier, getting the crap and junk out of your body is really going to help with that depression and anxiety and all those types of things because your body's going to be able to function better and be more effective for what it needs to do. So all those things are really going to help.
Okay, so wait a second. Let me take a time out here. So you're telling me they just named some of the biggest, most critical current and future trends in wellness, longevity, in aesthetics, pain management, body contouring, all that. So we're just we were talking about body contouring and sculpting and pain management and aesthetics. But now we've also got into these same products just flipped us all the way into from a business owner's perspective or a potential owner of the products themselves into all the wellness longevity benefits you get in
Right.
addition to the other positive ones. That to me, just makes this such an incredible investment. And I'm imagining the three of these compared to just like maybe a cryo chamber or some other stuff that's out there. You get three for the price of one, and they're portable. You can take that's
Yes.
the other thing we didn't even mention was the body styler. That's portable too. You can take that with you.
I take it home on the weekends.
Take it on the weekend, she
I
said.
do sometimes.
There's
I got
benefits to being an owner.
Yeah, I got kids in athletics and, they need recovery and I need it, so, and it's a little, it can be challenging to find the time. So, yeah, sometimes we'll bring it home. And the other thing, do you have a picture too? So this is the lower version that you're showing, the pants, right? So there's a jacket version too.
Okay.
And one of the questions I always get usually is, can you do them at the same time? No.
Okay.
First of all, your lymphatic system doesn't work that way because we're trying to move the bottom part up and you're trying to move the top part down. So you would be working against yourself if you wore them both at the same time.
Okay. That makes sense. Yep.
Right. So that's number one. And then number two, the way that you plug it into the device, you're only going to have one at a time. So, but that's like a main question I feel like I always get. But yeah, so there's that top version too.
Okay.
Overall, we tend to use the bottom part the most because that does cover the majority of your body and moves more of your lymph system. But like I talked about, with somebody who's had a mastectomy or a hurt shoulder,
Mm.
something like that, or you did arm day, something
Or
like that.
chest day or back day.
Exactly. Then you're going to need the jacket so that you can be more specific to that area. But then
Okay.
overall, we tend to use the pants if it's just more for moving that lymphatic system and feeling good and things like that.
And it looks like those come up to how high? Just below your
About
chest?
your chest.
That,
Yep.
okay. So, and that's the other thing because a lot of the other technologies out there that's obviously we just mentioned the compression, those come up to about your thighs, maybe hips, but nothing goes over your organs, that
Right.
area. So definitely much more bang for the buck as well there as well
Yeah.
too on that one. Okay, so here's one you just mentioned a minute ago that triggered me again. We hadn't even touched on this. Is sports? Sports. All these, whether it's high school, college, professional, weekend, whatever you're playing a sport or activity, whether it's paddleball, snow skiing, lifting weights, whatever it is. All these that we mentioned before, which are great for aesthetics and body contouring and sculpting and all the other fun stuff, stuff that's out there. They're all these. Hey, now in the Kassin, right? You can use these same things for helping with sports in the recovery aspect as well too. So now you got recovery stuff in there.
So I got a great story for you. So my daughter wrestles, actually both my daughters do. And one of them's on the high school team. And two of the high school boys, they one of the dads gets them all together for some kind of extra practices and stuff. And they're doing that this evening. And two of the boys both have shoulder injuries that are better, but they're not 100%. So after the store closes, I'm going to go take my little tank and my Cassen and I'm going to take it over to their house so that I can spray their shoulders for them. And we're going to help them out. And I know they're going to really like it. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, and you just said it. So it's portable. So if there's an injury or pain or problem, you can just put it right, take that with you right on the field to the
Yep.
mat, on the court, whatever you need to do, and just immediately be able to apply and help that. So whether it's same thing for teams, whether high school,
Yep.
college, or whether professionals looking to add this, what an amazing technology to be able to have that's portable that they can take with them and travel with them as well too, because you can get these tanks pretty much anywhere. The CO2
Yeah.
tanks,
Yep.
easy.
And I know too, I think every NFL team has like a version of that body styler air. So
Okay,
what does that tell you?
it works. It's good.
Yeah. If the top-notch athletes of our country are using it, there's a reason.
Oh my goodness gracious, love hearing that. And so just think about in these three just three products we've covered. We talked about return on investment, and again, people want to focus in on that niche of the aesthetics and the pain management and the body contouring and style, that. But now they also have the ability to go to sports and athletes, and you've got the weight loss and weight management, you got stress, you got anxiety. I mean, just what a great tool to be able to use each one of these to help so many people feel better, move better, and look better at the same time. So from a business perspective, and they're all portable. They're all
Yes.
portable. So I remember my
It's
mom
awesome.
back in the this was back, I'm gonna say in the late 60s, early 70s sometime. She was into the Avon. She was an Avon lady.
Mhm.
And she just take that little kit and go to places. And boy, next thing you know, there's more of those products being sold out there and people enjoying it and valuing it. So same thing with you. You could just take this, become the modern version, you know.
Victor, you said it. Some people do. You can have a Cassin party. You can get a
Wow.
bunch of ladies together. You can do some contouring. You can do some Frotalk facials. They can, have their little theme and little party and chat and have a blast.
I love what you just said. It's a great social experience that's positive and healthy.
Yes.
Oh, and you feel good. Oh my goodness gracious. And again, no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants or anything else that could affect your negative way. So love hearing that as well too. Man, what an incredible experience. So Michaela, just as we get ready to wrap this up, you
Yeah.
know, from your wisdom and your experience currently, just a couple things to touch on. Is this as easy as it looks? It's like, oh, I just buy this and instantly I'll be rich. And I don't have to do anything. I just have it and there it goes. I'm just quick, make $1 zillion quick like that. Yeah. What's the
Well,
truth?
if it's super easy, everybody would do it, right? I mean, you do have to have some discipline and some drive because you're going to be an entrepreneur. So, I mean, it's really up to you. If you want to get out there and work it, you're going to do fantastic. If you're just going to buy it and everything's going to do it itself, absolutely not. You'll fail. You got to work it, definitely. So you're going to have to put some time into it. You're going to have to get out there and network. You're going to have to do some marketing, but nothing's difficult, right? But it does take work, definitely. So you do have to be willing to put in the time.
Love that. Because so many people think I just buy it instantly. I'm, you know, so you do have to put a little extra time, which, hey, since you just mentioned that, if I purchase these products, from you and I have them and I'm sitting there going, golly, I've got a headache. I can't figure this out. I'm struggling. Is there a support network or group or community with
Yeah,
yourself and others out there?
there sure is. Yeah, I mean, anybody that I've ever sold equipment to knows they can always come back and talk to me, and they do. I have owners all the time that, ask me questions or want some help with marketing or some ideas or, want an idea on an event or something or how they should handle it. So do that all the time. And then I really do appreciate our Facebook networking groups. We
Okay.
have, there's some general CASN ones, but then there's some mastermind groups too, where you're an owner and you're utilizing it. Everybody is just so helpful in there and supportive of each other. Like we're not there to like be, competitors and things. You don't get that at all. Everybody is just really great. And I am really appreciative of that group. And I try to hop in there whenever I can too, if people have questions. In fact, was it yesterday or the day before? The day before. Okay. Not even kidding. So I'm sitting there getting a pedicure. I don't do those often, but every once in a while, right? I'm actually getting ready for our New Year's party. So had to get my toes in line. And I was scrolling through, and there was a gal that needed some before and afters with her cast in that's just getting started. So I'm like, sure. I message her, sent her about 20 of them that she can use. And, she was so appreciative, and now she can keep going. So I love that part of it. It's a good community.
Well, and you just mentioned, do they have something annually where y'all do get together, or there's an opportunity as owners to get together to learn, to kind of understand what the future is or how to grow a business? Because I imagine for people that are looking more entrepreneurial, looking to get into this, there probably is some franchising opportunities out there as well too. Is that out there? And if that's
Yeah.
out there, what's the benefit of potentially becoming a franchise with this? What do you get with that?
Sure. So there's both really. The with the Kassan, and I almost forgot about this part, Victor. We have monthly calls with Paul. He's usually the one on there, right? So there's that continuing education aspect that you really I don't think get anywhere else that I'm aware of. That really makes Next Wellness pretty unique in that aspect. And that continuing support and education is phenomenal. So that does really make them quite special on that aspect. And I can't believe I kind of forgot about that part. And then as far as franchising goes, yes, there are some opportunities to get into the contour spas. And I do have a couple of those locations as well. And I enjoyed that because you do have more of that just kind of set system. And, so it's just like you just kind of have to follow it. So I like that aspect as well. And I don't have to come up with everything on my own. So you get more of that camaraderie and that team aspect and experts in many more fields than I'm an expert in. So I do really like that part of it too.
That's kind of a plug and play type thing, right?
More so, yeah. Yeah.
And do y'all have something annually where you meet and get together and strategize and plan?
Well, they have, I think with more of the corporate team and things. And then we do get to do this New Year's party. We're having a meeting and then a party to kind of celebrate. It's still kind of in its infancy. They've only been around a couple years. We opened our first one just over a year ago. So, they're really just getting started, and it's going to be crazy where this goes to.
I love it hearing that. But it's all good and it's all on an upside. So that's neat that everything you're doing is designed specifically to help people to feel better, to look better, and to move better. So that in life, it's the quality of life is so much better. And I think as we wrap it up, because I just want to say how grateful I am and how appreciative I am for you and your time today. And I'm gonna give you the last word here to just kind of share with them about how what you do has helped people to make their quality of their life so much better, and how much they value you and this technology. So when you invested in this and you kind of had your uncertainties and doubts, but now how certain have you become in the quality and the delivery of the results for people and what they share with you? So I guess the question would be, you got a return on your investment. I imagine so. You helping people to feel better and look better and do everything else better. And you've enjoyed this journey so far, and you want to continue it on and just share it with others. So last word goes to you, Michaela Judd.
Absolutely. Oh boy, geez. Well, I think being in it for over 4.5 years already says a lot, right? Not trying to jump ship or anything. I mean, it's just been a phenomenal road. And I just absolutely love like the clients that we get and the stories and being able to help them. And it's all about helping them build that confidence back and just feeling better in their own bodies. That is just something, I don't know. It's fantastic. The best thing ever. I just love all those stories and making those connections, and they end up loving you because you're doing all this stuff for them, but they are too. They have a partner in it as well, and it's great. It's a great partnership.
I love that. So we'll include all of Michaela's contact information for you so you can connect and reach out to her directly. Hey, anything to do to help you, support you, we're here for you. But just again, so grateful to Michaela today. Hey, reach out to her and her business, as well too. And the company that she represents is Next Wellness USA. And for those specific technologies and products and stuff like that. But hey, go to Michaela directly if you want to get the real deal and find out and have the expert right there to help and support you. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And feel better, move better, look better. Thank you.